The Galactic Council chamber fell into stunned silence as the holographic display flickered to life, revealing the massive structure floating in the void of space. Admiral Kelos of the Zenthari fleet leaned forward in his seat, his four eyes widening as he studied the human vessel. "By the void," whispered Commander Nix from the Vortan delegation. "What manner of weapon is that?" The ship before them defied all conventional understanding of military design. Unlike the sleek aerodynamic vessels favored by most civilized species, this human creation appeared to be constructed from jagged metal and exposed machinery. Enormous gun barrels protruded from every conceivable angle, their dark muzzles promising destruction on an unimaginable scale. "Intelligence reports indicate this is what humans call a battleship," reported the Council's chief analyst, a pale creature named Vex, whose species had first encountered humanity only months prior. "Our scouts detected it during routine patrol of the Outer Rim territories." The hologram rotated slowly, revealing the vessel's full scope. It stretched nearly 2 kilometers in length, bristling with weapon systems that made even the most hardened military commanders shift uncomfortably in their seats. Missile pods clustered along the hull like metallic barnacles, while energy weapons hummed with barely contained power. "How many crew does such a vessel require?" asked General Tor, his scaled hands trembling slightly as he reached for his data pad. "Preliminary scans suggest approximately 1,500 beings," Vex replied, his voice barely above a whisper. "All human, all trained in warfare since childhood according to our cultural analysts." A collective gasp echoed through the chamber. The assembled representatives had grown accustomed to thinking of humans as a primitive species, newly emerged from their home system and barely worthy of notice. Their ships were crude, their technology unremarkable, their diplomatic efforts clumsy at best. Yet this floating fortress challenged every assumption they had made. "Surely this is some form of elaborate deception," suggested Ambassador Quinn of the peaceful Aldorian Federation. "No species could construct something so deliberately threatening." The display shifted, showing detailed scans of the weapon systems. Each gun appeared capable of reducing a small moon to rubble, while the defensive shields generated enough energy to power an entire city world. Even more disturbing were the strange modifications visible throughout the vessel. Sections of hull that seemed designed specifically for ramming, boarding pods that could deliver assault troops directly into enemy ships, and what appeared to be massive grinding mechanisms along the forward sections. "Our xenoarchaeologists have analyzed similar designs from human historical records," Vex continued, his voice growing more strained with each word. "This vessel appears to be based on ancient human naval warfare principles scaled up for space combat. They call it the Dreadnought Protocol." Commander Nix stood abruptly, his chair scraping against the floor. "We must mobilize the combined fleets immediately. This threat cannot be allowed to—" "Wait!" interrupted Admiral Kelos, raising one clawed hand. "What is its current heading?" Vex manipulated the display, showing the vessel's trajectory through space. "It appears to be moving toward the Kepler Nebula region, where our scouts have detected increased pirate activity." The chamber fell silent once more as the implications sank in. The human war machine was not heading toward any populated system or military installation. Instead, it was moving directly toward one of the most dangerous regions of space, where criminal fleets had been terrorizing merchant vessels for decades. "They hunt the pirates," whispered General Tor, his earlier fear replaced by something approaching awe. The realization sent ripples of unease through the assembled delegates. Every major galactic power had attempted to clear the pirate strongholds from the Kepler Nebula, yet the criminal fleets always managed to escape or regroup. The nebula's dense gas clouds and electromagnetic interference made conventional military operations nearly impossible. "How do they expect to succeed where we have failed?" asked Ambassador Quinn. Vex highlighted several sections of the human vessel, revealing modifications that had initially seemed like crude additions. These grinding mechanisms appear designed for asteroid mining and debris clearing. The ramming sections are reinforced beyond any reasonable defensive need. The boarding pods are equipped with breaching charges powerful enough to cut through battleship armor. The truth dawned on the council members like a cold sunrise. The humans had not built a conventional warship at all. They had constructed a mobile siege platform specifically designed for the most brutal form of warfare imaginable: close-quarters combat in the hostile environment of a gas nebula. They intend to pursue the pirates directly into their hiding places, Admiral Kelos said slowly, to board their vessels and fight them hand-to-hand in the depths of space. The concept was so alien to the assembled delegates that several required translation assistance. Civilized warfare was conducted at safe distances, with precision weapons and calculated strategies. The idea of deliberately entering close combat, range, of actually boarding enemy vessels to engage in physical confrontation, violated every principle of modern military doctrine. What manner of beings would choose such tactics? Commander Nix asked, though he seemed to already know the answer. The display shifted once more, showing intercepted communications from the human vessel. The crew's faces appeared on screen, young beings with determined expressions and scars that spoke of previous battles. They moved through their ship with casual efficiency, checking weapons and equipment with the practiced ease of natural warriors. Intelligence suggests this is merely one of several such vessels under construction, Vex reported. Humans appear to view this as a standard military deployment. The council chamber erupted in worried murmurs as representatives calculated the implications. A species that considered such overwhelming firepower routine was beyond dangerous. They were utterly unpredictable. Every assumption about human limitations would need to be reconsidered. Admiral Kelos studied the rotating hologram one final time, noting details that had initially escaped his attention. The human vessel bore scars from previous battles, patches where armor had been hastily repaired, and weapon systems that showed signs of regular use. This was not a showpiece or prototype. It was a working instrument of war, crewed by beings who had already proven their willingness to use it. Motion to immediately upgrade humanity's threat classification, he announced formally, and to ensure our own fleets maintain a respectful distance from human territorial boundaries. The motion, passed unanimously,